Today I have the Lenovo Legion Y700, but the latest one, the 2025 version. It comes with several features we already had in previous versions, along with some upgrades that make it perfect to transform into a handheld console and a multimedia consumption device. Let me show you what this little device is capable of. I'm Gilly from the Retro Oasis. Welcome to the Oasis. Let's start with the design, because first impressions matter, right? And guys, this tablet is a dream come true for any gamer. For me, a tablet this size is perfect for gaming. It has a gorgeous 8.8-inch display. Just look at these super thin bezels. It's well built with a beautiful aluminum body, and it's lightweight, super easy to carry in your bag without adding too much weight or taking up too much space. On the front, besides this screen, we only have the selfie camera here. One of the speakers at the top. On the left side, there's a USB-C port. On the right side, we've got the volume buttons and the power button. And it's a shame there's no fingerprint reader here. It would have been so convenient, but at least it has facial recognition, so you can easily unlock it using the front camera. At the bottom, there's another speaker and an additional USB-C port. And man, what a fantastic bonus this extra port is. You can connect an external hard drive to one port and charge the tablet with the other. Or you can connect it to a TV while charging at the same time. I think other companies should follow this trend of adding an extra port. On the back, we only have the Lenovo logo with a big Legion branding displayed here. Oh, and there's the camera bump as well. Let's dive into the specs. It uses the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, which is top of the line for most current smartphones. Basically, whatever you throw at it, it will handle it with ease. The model I have comes with 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of internal storage. But there's another version on the market with 16 GB of RAM and 512 GB of ROM. It's worth noting though that unfortunately it doesn't have a memory card slot, so you need to choose your version wisely. It features a 8.8-inch IPS LCD screen with a 2.5K resolution and 165 Hz refresh rate. Sadly, it's not OLED, but it's still stunning. It has a 6550 mAh battery with bypass charging, meaning you can charge and play at the same time without the tablet overheating or damaging the battery. It also supports 68 watts super fast charging. For cameras, it includes a front-facing 8-megapixel selfie camera that records videos up to 1080p at 30 fps. On the back, there are two cameras, a 2-megapixel macro and a 13-megapixel wide angle that records in 4K at 30 fps. It comes with Bluetooth 5.4, Wi-Fi 6 and two USB ports that support video output. Additional features include an accelerometer, gyroscope, compass and more. It runs Android 14, but with Lenovo's ZUI16 skin on top. And folks, it's worth mentioning that this model has a Chinese ROM, not a global one. It doesn't come with the Play Store. But before you stop the video because a Chinese ROM doesn't interest you, let me tell you that I felt the same way at first. However, I decided to take the risk and I don't regret it because installing the Play Store is super easy. Unlike other tablets on the market, this one already has Google services pre-installed, so you just need to activate it and download the Play Store from a site like APK Mirror. Then you can uninstall all the Chinese apps that you don't care about, leaving you with a clean interface free of Chinese characters. There is one thing though that it could be a drawback for some people. Since the ROM isn't global, the only language options are English and Chinese. For me, that's not an issue. I think English is so integrated in our daily lives that it probably won't bother most people either. If you really want a specific language, you can install a custom ROM, but I'd only recommend doing that if you are a power user and you know what you're doing to avoid breaking the device. Installing the Play Store, it's super simple, and if you need help, let me know in the comments and I'll make a tutorial video. This tablet has not been released in most regions of the world, including the US, but it's available at AliExpress, where I got mine for around $450 with free shipping. I left the link in the description for you. Alright, let's take a moment right now to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Much obliged. And let me tell you, this tablet is incredibly well built. It genuinely has the finish of a premium smartphone with its all-aluminum body. The screen glass is slightly raised above the frame, giving it a very classy look. And, of course, like most modern smartphones and tablets, you'll find the camera bump here as well. I bought this original Lenovo case, which has an open back design to help with heat dissipation. Besides being of great quality, it also doubles as a stand. It's magnetic, and if you're using the tablet with both hands and the case gets in the way, you can detach the other side. Super convenient. Playing a heavy game like Genshin Impact at max settings will make the device heat up, but nothing that will burn your hands. If just like me, you add a telescopic controller, you won't even feel the warmth. Lenovo has done a great job implementing heat dissipation here. And this premium construction doesn't make the device too heavy. It weighs only about 350 grams. For comparison, the Honor Magic Pad V2 weighs 555 grams, though it has a larger 12.3-inch screen. The Red Magic Nova Nubia's gaming tablet weighs 530 grams with a slightly larger 10.9-inch screen, and you can definitely feel the weight difference in daily use. The Red Magic Nova also has the same Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, but it's the leading version with overclock for higher speeds. It also packs features like RGB lighting, heat dissipation chambers, and a high-speed active cooler, which all contribute to its heavier build. Take a look at the size of this device compared to the Red Magic Nova. 8.8 inches versus 10.9. Here it is next to the Honor Magic Pad V2 with 12.3 inches. And here alongside the Steam Deck OLED. If, like me, you want to use this tablet as a portable console, the ideal setup is to pair it with a telescopic controller like this one, the GameSir G8 Plus. It fits this tablet perfectly. Now, comparing its size with the Steam Deck, yes, it's larger with the controller attached, but you get a bigger screen. The truth is, these devices serve different purposes. The Steam Deck offers an incredible interface and ecosystem for PC gaming, while the Y700 gives you access to the Android library, and it's a fantastic option for emulation. Both platforms have their pros and cons. And speaking of interface, let's talk about the software. Android is an excellent OS for emulation, but we'll dive deeper into that later. For now, let's focus on Lenovo's gamer interface. It automatically activates when you launch a game or an emulator. One great feature is that it blocks notifications automatically, letting you enjoy uninterrupted gaming sessions. You notice this small bar on the left, just swipe it to access the settings. Here you can switch between performance modes, balanced, performance, or energy saving. You can enable a floating display showing FPS, temperature, and more. There's a button mapper to assign digital buttons to physical ones. You can even change your voice in online chats, though it requires creating a Lenovo account, and of course, it's a paid service. The customization options are extensive, and if you decided to get this tablet, I highly recommend exploring this area. It adds a lot to the gaming experience. Now, let's take a look at the display. It's an 8.8-inch IPS LCD with 2.5K resolution and 165Hz refresh rate. For comparison, I have the Red Magic Nova with an IPS LCD screen as well, but it's 10.9 inches, with a resolution slightly above 2.5K, reaching 2.8K, and with a slightly lower refresh rate of 144Hz. And lastly, we have the Honor Magic Pad V2 with a 12.3-inch OLED screen, 3K resolution, and 144 refresh rate. And regarding their PPI, which measures pixel density, we can see that as the screen size increases, this number decreases. However, looking at these resolutions up close, I don't think this number is particularly relevant. To the naked eye, the difference is far more noticeable than through the camera lens, but I can say for sure that the Honor tablet has the brightest display, while the Red Magic has the least brightness. But side by side with the brightness maxed out, the difference isn't huge between them. I can tell you up front that all three displays are fantastic and games look beautiful on them. Reducing the brightness to 50% makes it easier to analyze the colors. All three have beautiful saturated colors, but I think the Red Magic Nova falls a little behind in this area. And it is a tight race between the Magic Pad V2 and the Y700, but I still prefer the Lenovo's display, even though the Honor's is OLED. I'm not sure if the screen size is affecting this, but I feel the colors on the Y700 are slightly more vivid and saturated. That said, as I mentioned, you really can't go wrong with any of these screens. I just think a tablet this size is perfect for gaming. And to test the games, let's turn this beauty into a retro handheld. For that, I'll be using the Gamertag G8 Plus that I showed earlier in the video. This gamepad is great and can also be used with Switch, iOS, PC, and has fantastic ergonomics. And since it supports the size of this tablet, it makes for the perfect pair. I'll leave the link for it in the description as well. Streaming games from xCloud with this setup is practically like having a portable Xbox. The larger screen makes the experience much more immersive for those AAA games, and the Wi-Fi 6 keeps everything running smoothly. And of course, any retro game will run here just fine and without any hiccups. For some systems like GBA for example, I recommend using some shaders to enhance the experience. GBA was made to run on a smaller screen, so on a larger display like this, the games can look a bit odd, but a good shader helps with that. Nintendo DS and 3DS will run great here with optimized graphics, and you have enough space to place two screens side by side, or stacked on top of each other if you prefer. Original PlayStation, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast and Nintendo 64 are a joy to play here and run flawlessly with graphics maxed out. Same goes for GameCube, Wii and PlayStation 2, all running with higher resolutions. Everything I tested that's compatible with the emulators ran without any issues. PS Vita also performs well here with the Vita 3K, but of course only the compatible games will run. The Y700 also has plenty of power for Wii U, so the titles compatible with the emulator ran very well.
I see combo, but I know you want more.
And finally, we have Big N's hybrid console. If you have the time and patience to test the turnip drivers, you'll be able to enjoy many titles from this system. The Lenovo Y700 is a paradise when it comes to gaming and multimedia. Paired with a telescopic gamepad like the Gamertag G8 Plus, it transforms into a dream portable console, making it the ultimate device for many. It combines the ability to run all the games you want with the convenience of being a small, lightweight tablet, elevating your content consumption experience thanks to its larger screen compared to your phone. And the cherry on top is the battery life, which is impressive. When I'm not using it for gaming, it lasts for days. I thought to myself, how can I do a review without saying anything bad about a device? And honestly, there are two things that bothered me. The first is the lack of a memory card slot. The internal storage you choose, it's all you get. And the second is that it doesn't have a SIM card slot. Personally, I know for sure I would benefit from this. It's a shame because the first version of this tablet had both features, but despite that, this device has become my inseparable companion, always with me wherever I go. And if you enjoyed this review, I think you'll like this video over here. Just before you go, like, subscribe, and follow us.